Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's Andrea here. I'm the broker over at Brickhouse Realty. And thank you for joining me today. I normally jump on here on Mondays for your Market Mondays. However, I was not on yesterday. And so, little confusion, craziness in my schedule yesterday. So I wanted to make sure and pop on here to give you a bit of information, your tips. And so one of the things I'm talking about today is about who is considered a first-time home buyer. You may be considered a first-time home buyer and you don't even know that, right? So to be considered as a first-time home buyer, you cannot, if as long as you have not owned a home within 3 years, you could be considered a first-time home buyer. So maybe in a previous marriage, you own a home, you sold that home, and now you've gone to renting and you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years. You, my friend, are considered a first-time home buyer. So there's many benefits to being a part of the first-time home buyers club, let's call it that. And one of the things is that now you can tap back into a FHA loan. So one of the nice things about the FHA product is that it allows you to put down a lower down payment, typically about 3.5%. And it also allows for you to have a lower credit score as well. So on average, your credit score needs to be around 620. Although FHA guidelines is about a 580, but lenders really, it's really hard to find lenders, or it has to be extenuating circumstances for them to really consider you at a 580 score. Maybe if you go through a banking program where if you do complete X, Y, and Z, then they will give you an opportunity to get into a home with that lower score. But on average, you should plan to be at about 620 credit score. So one of the things, so you can tap into a FHA loan. You can also tap into down payment assistance. Now, down payment assistance is offered in down payment assistance is offered in many different forms. Sometimes it is for that first-time home buyer. There's the Ohio like Heroes program, and there's a number of other programs that are out there that gives you assistance. So some of these programs will cover that full 3.5% of your down payment, whereas some of these other programs only cover a portion of it. Or they'll pay for a portion of your closing costs. It just depends on the program. This is one of the reasons why I say that's important that you reach out to myself or to your real estate agent first before just going to the lender. I will often see posts on social media where someone is saying, hey, does anyone know a lender? And so while talking to the lender, I'm sure they'll say, come see me first. But as the real estate agent, I'm saying, come talk to me first. As an expert in this industry, I pride myself with knowing about a lot of the loan products that are out there, what your traditional banks offer, what some of the other mortgage bankers, what they can offer you. So because I am familiar with the product, I am able to direct you to the product that meets your goal. You might have lower money in your save, so we might need to go with one product versus going with another product because you want to live in a particular area. And some of these assistance programs and programming, it restricts you to living in maybe low to moderate income areas, and that's not where you really want to be. So definitely a benefit there. And then also you can take advantage of some of the tax incentives that are out there as a first-time home buyer. So there's a couple products where you can use down payment assistance money, but then layered on top of that, there's some tax incentives that you can tap into where it reduces your taxes, or you receive like a tax credit every month as well. So these are definitely programs that are beneficial to you. So if you are thinking about buying your home and you thought that you didn't realize you were a first-time home buyer, and so if you're not a first-time home buyer, you're expecting for a higher down payment just because you may have to go conventional, which is anywhere between on average 5 to 20% down. So, if you were thinking that, that may not be the case. You want to just think back, when did you actually last own that home? And it's actually 3 years, is what considers you from not owning a home, what considers you to be a first time home buyer. And then once you have your home, or if you currently have a mortgage that you're paying on, just wanted to give you guys a little tip today as well. And that is about setting the mindset of paying off your mortgage early. So oftentimes I know people think about paying off their mortgage. So say if your monthly mortgage note was $1,000, you may think that, oh, in order to pay extra, then I need to come up with $2,000 a month to be able to do that. And this is not the case. You want to remember that you can always make extra payments on your mortgage. The important thing is you make your regular scheduled mortgage payment, which usually includes taxes and insurance as well. And then any additional, you want to make sure that you're applying it to the principal balance of your home. So if you call your bank to make your payment, you want to make sure that you're specific with them to understand that you are paying this extra amount of money. It can be an extra $100 a month towards your principal balance. Sometimes you get those knuckleheads over the phone. You didn't properly word it, and they will just apply it to your regular payment. So then when you go to make a payment next month, it just looks like your normal payment, it was reduced for whatever reason. So you want to make sure that you're specific. If you're paying your mortgage online, a lot of the lenders will have an option for you to be able to add in or include that extra principal amount payment towards that principal directly on their website. So it's definitely something to think about. So even paying that extra $100 a month towards the principal balance, it reduces the number of payments that you owe over the life of the loan. So doing that, and then whenever you have that extra cash that comes in, just thinking about that mortgage and just start working that down. The more you get to work down that payment, you reduce the interest that the bank receives on that payment. As long as you're probably past like 5 years or so on your mortgage, and you don't have to worry about things like a prepayment penalty, but you want to double check your mortgage statement as well for any clause that may be in there. But usually that prepayment penalty is a shorter term on there. So want to make sure that you are considering paying down that mortgage, getting that paid off as quickly as possible. So I know I'm a little shorter today, but I definitely wanted to jump on to give you guys a little bit of tips. If you are thinking about buying a home, trying to figure out if you're a first-time home buyer, or you just have questions about your current mortgage. I know I received a call yesterday. A young lady was interested in potentially refinancing her home, and she didn't know who to call. Feel free to reach out to me. You can call me at the number that's scrolling below. I will connect you with one of my great resources that I have to do whatever it is as it relates to real estate. So thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.